Hello students, welcome to your science class. So this is the second part of the video of this chapter, heat. So I have uploaded the first part of this chapter. So if you have not watched this first part of the video, so click on the I button here. On the top right corner you can see the I button and you will get the notification of the, you could find the link of that video. So today is the second part of the video. So if you have watched the first part, so let's start our today's lesson. Okay. So students, yesterday I have discussed about the heat, temperature, thermometer, different types of thermometer, clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. So today I am going to teach you about the conduction of heat and the convection, that means the transfer of heat. So you know that heat is an energy, so like light energy, electric energy. Electric can transfer from one point to another point, and heat also can transfer from one point to another point or one object to another object. So see, I give you an example you could understand by that. So if you have a cup, like this, so you could see that if you touch the cup, it feels cold. Okay. Now if you fill the cup with a hot tea, then the cup get heated after some time. That means heat can transfer from the tea to that of cup. So this is an example of transfer of heat. So you know heat can transfer by three ways. One is conduction, one is convection, and the another one is radiation. Today I just try to reach about convection of heat. So now we are going to discuss about the first way that heat can transfer, that is conduction. Conduction of heat mainly occurs in solids and convection in liquids or gas, and the radiation is only vacuum or free spaces. So conduction means, what is conduction of heat? Let's see an example. Suppose you have a spoon. So for the spoon, if you hold the spoon from the end portion and if you heat the spoon from the top portion by a burner or some fire, so you will feel that after some time the heat transfer from the top portion to that end portion. For that you could feel that the spoon get heated after some time. So this is the one example of heat. That means for one object, heat can transfer from the top portion to that end portion. Now if you see another example, suppose you have two spoons. So two spoon, one spoon is hot and one spoon is cold. Suppose you touch both the spoons like that. If you touch both the spoons, you could feel that after some time cold spoon get heated and hot spoon get cold. That means heat actually transfer from, this indicates that heat transfer from hot object to cold object or hot part of a body to the cold part of the body. That means the higher temperature, that means the heat transfer from the higher temperature of a body to that lower temperature of a body. Okay. So students, what is the definition of conduction? Conduction is basically the transfer of heat in solids from one part to another part or one object to another object, that means hot object to cold object, in such a way that if the bodies are in contact and the movement, there is no movement of the particle itself. That means the body are in touch but the motion of the particles do not occur. Okay, this is the conduction of heat. So students, if we talk about conduction, so there are two types of material which conduct heat. So those materials are called conductors. So there are two types of conductor. One is good conductor and one is poor conductor. So good conductor is such material that the heat transfer from one part of the material to the other part very easily. And the poor conductor means heat cannot flow from one part to another part. So poor conductor can be called insulator also. So I give you an example. I give you some examples of good conductor and bad conductor on the screen. You could find that which one is the good conductor and which one is the poor conductor. You could see air is a poor conductor or air is a insulator. Now students, we are going to learn about how heat can flow by the process of conduction in solids. So you know solid has some particles are packed inside together. They are very closed and packed. Okay, just like this, you could see if this is a solid, so there is so many particles inside the solid and they are packed. Okay, they are packed together. They cannot actually move from one part to another part. So this is the main thing of solid. Now if we heat from the bottom, so how heat can flow from this part to this part? See, the bottom particles are get heated, and when they get heated, the energy they are vibrating from they are vibrating back and forth motion. Each particle vibrating back and forth motion, and they passes the vibration to the upper particles. So the upper particles, upper layer, they are going to vibrate, and next after some time they actually transfer the vibration to the other particles. By this way, heat can transfer from one part to another part of the conductors. Okay, So now you know that how heat can transfer from one point to another point. So you know that what is good conductor and what is bad conductor. So now I am going to teach you that I am going to discuss about with you about the uses of good conductor and bad conductor. You see, in your house there was a some cooking utensils like pressure cooker and frying pans. So one part of the cooking utensils are made of metals. Metals are basically good conductor. So the cooking utensils, some parts are made up of metals because heat is flowing in that material very easily. But the handles of that pressure cooker or frying pans are made up of plastic or wood. Because of, if see, there is a pressure cooker here. Now the metallic part, you could see that the metallic part, if we heat the pressure cooker from the bottom part, heat can flow to the handle. Now if we touch the handle or if we hold the handle, then our hand can be burned by that heat. So the handle is made up of plastic. Now there are another example, like if you see, now if you could see, this is a soldering iron. This is actually used to fix the electric appliances like wires and electric circuits. So you could see that this part is made up of metal and this part is made up of plastic. So when we connect with the electricity, this the metallic part get heated, and if this part is not made up of metal, or then this part will get heated very easily, and if we hold that part, then our hand may burn. So that is why the handle is made up of plastic. Actually plastic is a poor conductor or insulator of heat, and also wood also poor conductor of heat. Now we are going to learn about why we are using woolen cloths in winter. So actually wool is a poor conductor. Okay, wool is a poor conductor, and the fibers of the wool trap the air also. So as air also is a very poor or insulator of heat, so when we wear the woolen cloths, our body temperature cannot go outside. That is why our body actually keep warm. Now if anyone asks you that what do you prefer, a single blanket or two single thick blanket or two thin blankets, you should prefer two thin blankets. Why? Because if you wear two thin blankets, then between two thin, you can see in this picture, if you wear two thin blankets, then there was an air gap, and the air gap actually act as a insulator cover, right? Then body warmth cannot go outside. This phenomena can be used in nowadays for making buildings. The bricks are hollow, because if the bricks are hollow, then in these bricks air can be trapped, and that is why for winter season our room temperature cannot go outside, and for summer season the hot temperature of outside cannot come inside. That is why nowadays bricks are going to be hollow. So this is the conduction part of this chapter. Now I am going to discuss about the convection. What is convection? Convection is how heat transfer from one part to another part by the transfer of the materials itself. So convection is mainly occurs in liquid and gases, because liquid and gases are not a good conductor, they are good convector. So when heat transfer from one part to another part of a liquid or gas by the movement of that particle itself, that is called convection. Okay, that is called convection. That is called convection of heat. Okay, now if you see that in your screen you could see that there was a beaker and it holds some water. Okay, now water has some molecules. Now when we heat the beaker from the bottom part, the bottom particles get heated, and when they get heated, the particles are enhanced, or they are expands. So when they get expands a lighter, they are going upwards, and the top part of the water get cold and they are come downward. So and again the bottom part get heated and they rises up, and the top part again get cold and they sink downward. So by this way heat can transfer from the one point of the water to that one point of one point to another point. So you know that water is a good convector of heat. Now we will talk about convection in air. Okay, convection in gases or convection process is also applied for gases and air also. So when in nature, when sunlight comes to our planet, so the bottom part of the atmosphere get heated first, then the air of the bottom part enhanced or expands and get lighter. when they get lighter, when they get heated, they are rising upwards, and the top and the upper portion of that atmospheric air are very cold, and they are heavy also, so they sink to the downward, and again they get heated, and again they go to the upwards. So by this way, air can flow from the upper portion to that lower portion, and heat also can flow from the upper portion to that lower portion. Now friends, we are going to discuss about sea breeze and land breeze. So breeze is actually gentle flow of air. So in daytime, lands are heated very fast to that of sea or water. So when the land is heated, the hot air of the land rises upwards, and to fill the blank portion, the air of the sea comes to that land. So air flows from the sea to land side. That is called sea breeze. That is why the houses nearby sea are made the window in the direction of the sea. And at the night time, then also the land part get cooler very fast to that of water. So, and you could know that the water now at the night time is very hot, because the temperature goes down. The process is very slow. So the temperature of the water is higher than the land, so that the air on the sea is get heated, and they rises upwards, and the land portion comes to that of sea. So in the night portion, the air from the land side flows to that of sea. So this is called land breeze. So now we in this lesson we have learned about the conduction of heat, what is good conductor, what is bad conductor, poor conductor, or insulator, how heat flows from the one portion to another portion. Okay, and we have learned about convection in water and in gas, in air also, and what is called land breeze and what is called sea breeze. Okay, so this is today's lesson. Next day I will discuss about the third part of the video, that is radiation. Okay, thank you.